What's up, ladies and gentlemen of the internet? How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty well myself. I just got done with a pretty nice workout with two of my buddies, and I just thought it was super cool. I was gonna sit down and tell you guys about it, but I realized, it's not fair for me to rattle off a whole bunch of information about a workout when you guys might not be super familiar with swim terminology. In particular, like how a lot of swimmers or triathletes even might describe a particular workout. So what I thought I would do today was just quickly go over like some of the things that you might hear, whether you're like on the pool deck or something that you might read if you're reading a particular swim workout, so that you can maybe take a workout and adjust it to meet your particular needs. In particular, the times and the intervals that you might want to hit to make you faster when you're swimming your next triathlon race. So let's start with what kind of pool you may or may not be swimming in. So there's short course meters pools, short course yards pools. So it's either 25 meters, the length of the pool is 25 meters, or the length of the pool is 25 yards. About 60% of the pools out there in the United States are yards pools. You're looking at about a 10% difference between yards and meters. Typically, if you're seeing these workouts online and you see something and it's kind of geared towards 25 meter pool or 25 yard pool, you can kind of use those interchangeably. I wouldn't stress too much about that 10% difference. You know, if you're swimming in a meters pool, like that's bonus for you, right? Like you may read some sort of workout and the times are set specifically for some sort of like yards or whatever it is. You can adjust those, just add 5 to 10 seconds or whatever it is per 100. There's one other type of pool that you're very lucky if you get to swim in, and that is long course meters. And so that is a 50 meter pool. Oftentimes pools will have those maybe in the summertime, or maybe you're just lucky and you have this fantastic long course meters pool that you swim in all the time. But that's not the case for me. That might be a case where I might do a slightly different workout. You know, it's hard to do 25 meter sets or intervals when your pool is 50 meters in length. But that being said, most of the time, I think you'll see short course yards or short course meters, and use those interchangeably as far as these workouts goes. Okay, so what a lot of swimmers do when they get in the water is they'll do some sort of interval workout, which means, you know, they're doing 5 times a lap or 10 times a lap or something like that. Those are interval workouts where you have a break every set period of time. So you may be getting in the water and just swimming long, and that's great. You're gonna build a lot of aerobic endurance that way, but I think if you wanna get faster in the water, you should consider doing intervals. If you're gonna consider doing intervals, one thing that I really want you guys to take from this video is figuring out like what your leave interval is. Your leave interval is when you guys are actually leaving. So the best way for me to describe this is imagine that the workout that your coach wrote for you is 4 by 100 meters, or remember that's interchangeable with like 4 by 100 yards. So your leave interval is when you're gonna start each one of those 4 items. Okay, so if you swim your first 100 and it takes you a minute and a half, and your coach says your leave interval is a minute 45, then what you'll do is you'll come in a minute and a half, you're gonna wait 15 seconds, that's your rest period, and then you're gonna start your second interval. Same thing goes for the next one. You come in at about 1:30, you wait 15 seconds, that's 15 seconds rest, your leave interval is 1:45, and you take off again. So your leave interval and my leave interval might be completely different, but we might be able to do the exact same workout together. So I may be doing hundreds, leaving on the 1:45 or whatever it is, and you might be doing them on the 2 minutes. Well, that's fantastic. We can still do the same workout, maybe even get the exact same yardage in, but we'll be doing things on a slightly different pace. So leave interval is super important because what you can do with that is you can take workouts that you find online, you can take workouts written by other coaches, and you can adjust them based on what your personal leave interval is. So one thing that I would really encourage you guys to do is figure out your own personal leave interval so that you can kind of adjust workouts to meet your particular needs and hopefully make you faster in the water. So typically when you see a workout listed, you'll often have like these different groups of the workout, these different sets. And what you'll often see is a warm-up set, you might see a drill set, and then very often you'll have what they call a main set. And then additionally, you may have like a bonus set or a cool down set. And so these could be like multiple sets of different intervals. They could be different drills that you're working on to maybe it's something you want to fix a particular problem with your stroke. But very often you'll see these different groups of sets when you're looking at a workout. And they mean exactly what you think they mean, right? So like warm-up set, you're doing, typically it's some easier stuff just to kind of get the body loose. You may even do some fast stuff to kind of get your body warmed up and moving. Drill sets, you're working on those particular problems with your stroke. Main set, and this is kind of the meat of the workout where you're doing, it may be something like 12 times 100 or 20 times 100. It's just like usually that's the thick part of the workout, the hard part of the workout. The cool down set is sometimes difficult too. Typically it's not as aerobically difficult as maybe the main set, but you may be doing stuff that your arms are tired and you still need to get through a couple more things. And then usually at the very end, you're just kind of like flopping around just to kind of like loosen up the arms. And oftentimes, when you have those real easy cool down sets, your coach may be expecting you to mix up different strokes. So in swimming, there's freestyle, there's backstroke, there's butterfly, and breaststroke. Now, for triathletes, which that's what I'm expecting that you guys are, the main things that we should be focusing on is our freestyle. There's not a lot of necessity for you guys to break out the butterfly in the middle of your race. That being said, what you'll see if you read is that a lot of really strong triathletes will do all of these other strokes. And it's because you're using your same muscles, some of these strong swim muscles, the lats and the shoulders and things like that, but you're using them slightly different, or in backstroke, you're rotating the shoulders differently, and it really gives your shoulders a break. So you can actually become quite a bit stronger by mixing up different strokes. That being said, if you've swam with me in the past, you know that I absolutely hate doing other strokes. I'm horrible at them. I'm much better at freestyle. Obviously, that's what I do as a triathlete, but I am trying to mix up a couple strokes. In particular, I'm trying to mix up backstroke because I do think having that rotation in the shoulders might be good for me, just to kind of give my shoulders a little bit of break after all of that freestyle. Okay, so with that information, let's just go through and talk about the workout that I did, and you guys might get a feel for how you could take that workout and adjust it, or make it more difficult, whatever you guys might need for your particular workout needs. Okay, so the workout that I liked, we started with a warm-up, and we did 4 sets of this, where it was 125 and then 325 stroke. So again, when we say stroke, we mean typically anything other than freestyle. So 125 freestyle, and then 3x25 stroke. And some people will say like stroke of choice or something like that. And basically what they mean is like not freestyle. Another term you might hear in the pool would be like a coach might say, 125 choice or something like that. And with that, when they say choice, they might mean like you can do any of the 4 strokes. But when they say stroke, they really usually mean anything but freestyle. So that's just like one of those things you might hear on the pool deck. And it's nice to kind of know what that stuff means. Then we went into, as still part of our warm-up, we did 4x100 kick, which again, if you guys know me, I'm not a strong kicker, so struggled with that just a little bit. And then the main set was really cool. I actually really liked it. It was 3x100 like moderate pace, and then 300 fast, 2x100 moderate, and then 200 fast, and then 1x100 moderate, 100 fast. And I just like the way that set kind of worked its way down. You kind of start with some of the hard stuff first, and then it kind of gets easier as you go. And you kind of feel like you can finish on a high note. So I really like that workout. What I thought was interesting was after that, The cool down was probably just as hard as anything else. We did 4x200 pull with paddles, and my shoulders were just absolutely like just trash because I went pretty hard on, you know, some of the latter parts of the main set. And my shoulders were tired, and using those paddles is something that I don't do enough. Swim paddles, if you guys aren't familiar with paddles, they're basically just, usually they're kind of like this circular shaped piece that you can strap to your hand, and it gives you better grip in the water for a bit more pull. And then typically when a coach would say a pull set, you would put a pull buoy between your legs. And I can talk maybe in another video a little bit about kind of like some of the swim equipment that you guys might want to use when you guys are taking on some of your particular workouts. The last thing that we did was just like a 100 meter like flop. So that's, you know, just like you're super, super easy. A lot of times you're gonna wanna do stuff like that backstroke. Just try to loosen up the arms with the last 100 meters. And that was it for the workout. So I loved that workout. I love being able to tell you guys about that workout. Hopefully that's a workout that you guys can use. What I'd like to do is maybe start up like a new segment and call it like Triathlon Workout Wednesdays. Obviously, you guys know me. I'm not gonna post stuff every single Wednesday, but occasionally on a Wednesday, I might throw out a workout. And hopefully now you guys are armed with some of the knowledge that you might need to decipher what kind of stuff a coach might be talking about when they put these workouts together, put them on paper, and hand them off to you. All right, lastly, if you guys are new here, there's a subscription button down below. You'll definitely have to hit that, as well as there's like a little notification bell in the top left corner. The notification bell just allows you to be notified via either like a little notification item, or in your browser there'll be a little notification item there potentially as well, of when I post new videos or new content. If you're already subscribed, I owe you a big thank you. And for any of you guys that hit the like button, I do really appreciate it. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video.